It's the summer before senior year. 17-year-old Isaac has just moved to the lakeside town of Elridge with his dad, James. They left their old home state after Isaac's mom died of cancer. His dad took a job teaching at the local high school, and now they live in a house by the lake. The place looks pretty run down, but it'll do until Isaac gets into college. He spends his first afternoon unpacking while his dad goes to work. And he walks down to the lake. It's hot cockle summer, and Isaac is dying of thirst. But the public water access is closed off by a rusted chain. And besides, the water's probably full of chemicals anyway. Isaac explores the cracked asphalt walking path along the lake and discovers a large, chained stone well at the bed of the lake. There's a heavy padlock on the chains securing it shut. The locals Isaac passes by on his way that look uneasy. One lady crossing the street even mutters under her breath, "Don't go near there. You don't want to hear what's inside that well." But Isaac is curious. He peeks over the edge, but it's too dark to see anything. Then he hears it, a very faint whisper that seems to come from the ground itself. "You found me?" Startled, Isaac drops his phone in the well and tries to retrieve it. The whisper comes again, but this time closer, like it's coming from inside his head. Panicked, Isaac grabs the chain and pulls himself up onto the ledge. Maybe if he runs away, whatever evil lurks in the well will forget about him. He sprints back to his house without slowing down. He doesn't sleep that night. Around 3 a.m., he wakes up in a cold sweat to find a soaking wet girl standing over him. She's very pale and translucent. Isaac can see through her. He sits up and asks, "Who are you?" But all he gets in return are moving lips that don't make a sound. Then the girl reaches out a finger toward him. It feels icy cold, like touching a sheet of metal. Just as she touches him, he wakes up. Now drenched in sweat, Isaac throws off his sheets and thinks it was just a nightmare. But when he goes to the bathroom, he sees his reflection and notices something strange. His skin is wet, like he was just pulled out of a pool. Was the girl real? Later that morning, Isaac goes to the library to use their computers. He asks the elderly librarian, Miss Emma, about the history of the town. She directs him to a book about local legends, then leaves him alone to read. According to the book, Elm Ridge was named after the elm trees that once lined the streets. The town was founded in the early 1900s and grew quickly after World War II, but nothing interesting happened here until 1952, when 16-year-old Elsie Waring disappeared. She was last seen arguing with Elmer Catesby, the town's beloved mayor. She accused him of abusing his authority, but nobody listened to her. Her case was eventually dismissed as a runaway. Miss Emma returns and tells Isaac he's welcome to check out the book. Maybe she should have stopped there, because the moment Isaac opens the ancient book, he hears a familiar voice inside his head. "So you found me, found me?" The whispers seem much louder now, like they're right outside his ears. Isaac runs home, but the voice follows him. He closes his eyes, but it keeps getting louder. He tries covering his ears, but it's no use. The voice continues relentlessly. Even when he screams at the top of his lungs, the whispers continue unabated. Finally, Isaac goes to take a shower. When he turns on the faucet, water flows backward. So he switches to the bathtub and fills it with water. Just as he leans over to wash his face, the water in the tub flows back out of the drain. Isaac screams in terror, but nobody answers him. He is completely alone in this house. Then he hears another voice, his phone. He picks it up and swears he hears his name being whispered on the other line. Shaken, Isaac puts the phone down. He does his best to ignore the voices, but every time he tries to sleep, the whispers come back. They seem to be coming from the walls around him. In the middle of the night, Isaac wakes up again. This time, he hears a noise in the other room. He gets out of bed and creeps closer to the door. He strains to listen, but there doesn't seem to be any sound. Only when he opens the door does he notice the source of the noise. There are wet footprints leading from the corner of the room to the window. They look like the same footprints he saw in his dream. But how is this possible? How could the girl be here? Isaac follows the trail to the window and peers out at the backyard. He sees a pair of footprints in the grass leading to the well. In the morning, Isaac takes a drive into town. He stops at an all-night diner where an old truck driver tells him stories about the past. The man tells Isaac about Elsie Waring, who was engaged to marry a wealthy landowner, but broke off the engagement after she was hired by Mayor Gatesby. A few weeks later, the young girl accused the mayor of sexual assault. But when he was cleared of all charges, Elsie went missing. Some say she ran off, but others claim she was murdered. Whoever did it only did it to protect her reputation. After all, she was a good girl from a good family. Isaac thanks the trucker for his help, then drives home. At the house, he digs through his dad's things and finds some old newspaper clippings about Elsie's disappearance. He also goes through the town's yearly record books from 1952 and finds that Mayor Gatesby had the well sealed shut the week Elsie went missing. Just as Isaac finishes reading, he hears a whisper from behind him. "He never should have sealed me away." Isaac whirls around, but nobody's there. He does find a small hole in the wall, though. Earlier that day, he didn't see it. Later that night, Isaac can't take the whispers anymore. He packs a bag and heads back to the well. He wants answers. Standing by the well, Isaac calls out, "Elsie, if you're here, show yourself to me." Suddenly, the ground shakes violently. A moment later, Elsie appears before him, no longer a little girl, but a young woman in her late teens. She's still very pale and translucent, but her form is solid. She tells Isaac she needs his help to expose the truth about what really happened to her. She says she's been whispering to him to get his attention so he would find her. She begged him to post everything he learned online. But in exchange, she warned him, "Whatever you do, don't trust the living." Isaac promises to do his research and bring Elsie's case to the internet. That night, the whispers grow louder than ever. Mold begins sprouting from the corners of Isaac's bedroom walls. The next morning, he finds that his clothes are wet and he's covered in scratches. During the night, Elsie's spirit clawed her way into his room. Isaac realizes Elsie's presence is growing stronger. If he doesn't do something soon, she may become too powerful and consume him. He spends the day searching for evidence and uncovering details about Elsie's life and death. That night, the whispers nearly drive Isaac insane. His entire room is covered in black mold, and his bed is soaked with water. Isaac knows he's out of time. He films a video revealing everything he learned about Elsie, the mayor, and the cover-up. Then he posts it on YouTube. He watches as the comments explode with hundreds of people sharing their thoughts. Then he goes to sleep for the first time in days. The next morning, Isaac checks his phone and sees that his video went viral. People from all over the country are talking about Elsie and the corruption in Elmridge. Looking out the window, he sees that the lake is full again, too. It filled overnight, without a drop of rain. As Isaac prepares to leave town, he hears one last whisper from the lake. "Thank you for remembering."